So if you can't tell, we moved forward with the purchase, and we were actually able to close within, what, 2 days, Sid? Yeah. Yeah, about 2 days from when I accepted. It was a cash purchase, which was nice, so there wasn't any financing, so we were able to get it, paid for right away. And the seller was kind enough to mail over his signed closing documents and scan and email them over so we could actually close before they even technically arrived. So we are on the boat. Today is Saturday the 24th. We got here late last night. We were so excited to get on the boat last night that we drove here. Got to the boat around probably 8:30 p.m. Did a little bit of cleaning, and now we're just kind of continuing. As you can see, it's a little bit of a mess. I'm filming on my Galaxy S9 Plus, so apologies if the video is a little bit different than what you're used to seeing, since I forgot my video camera, unfortunately, since we were packing very fast.
Very hastily.
Yeah, very hastily. So yeah, everything went pretty well. A couple things we'll need to work on. Turns out that the hand pump for the head there leaks only when you're pumping it. You can see some of the stains of the water there. It is the incoming water which leaks, which is good, rather than the outgoing water. So we'll need to work on that. And I was a complete idiot last night and decided I was going to attempt to clean the sea strainer down there. That's the fridge and freezer water uptake there, and you can see the sea cock is closed. And that's because the sea strainer was pretty clogged up with, just growth from the Chesapeake. And I think when I was cleaning it last night that I accidentally lost the O-ring. So it does leak now when I turn the sea cock back on. So the fridge is turned off for the time being. Not sure how well it works without water running through it, so I just wanted to be safe and kind of turned it off. But we have a trip planned to the Home Depot, and got a little list of goodies we're gonna pick up and get the boat a little bit more cleaned up and homey. I guess before I close out. No.
What?
I'm just coming into the bedroom real quick. Let me scoot around you. So I got the bedroom set up. We did spend a lot of time cleaning this last night, since we were sleeping in it, of course. Still a bunch of random doodads laying around, but we scrubbed all the ceiling and most of the woodwork in here because it was a little bit mold on some of the surfaces. So looking nice and clean, but still has that kind of boat funk smell. So got a little bit more cleaning for us to do. We're out on the first sail. We made it out of the marina. It was a slightly stressful experience. What do you think, Sid?
For you.
For me. Luckily, Sid is able to stay calm.
Centered.
Yeah, and centered. I tend to get frustrated, not at her, at the boat, of course, when things aren't working as they're supposed to. But I'm really glad she was out here, because it would have been definitely hard to get this thing going solo sailed. But the raising the main was honestly the hardest part. I remember with my old boat, it was like super easy. I mean, to get it up. Yeah, I mean, it was just like I just pulled on it and that was it. I got this one maybe up 4 feet and then had to put it on the winch the rest of the way, and I was drenched in sweat and like hyperventilating by the time I got it up there. So that was a menagerie. Got a little bit of wind, probably about 4 knots right now. You can see our telltale. There is no wind vane on this boat, unfortunately. So there's our little telltale. Just a rag I found. I should get some real ones. First time ever sailing with a jib Furler is fantastic. It makes it so easy to get the sail up. The sail pack is pretty nice too. That definitely assisted in, allowing me to kind of stay back here in the cockpit when we got the sail up compared to my old boat when I would be scampering around. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We got about a depth of 22 feet here. Interestingly enough, the autopilot and the compass are showing different degrees. So I don't know if the autopilot needs calibration or what's up with it, because I was looking at the latitude, longitude here too. This also shows, let's see here, should show, no, maybe not. It did show, oh, is that it? Yeah, 160 degrees. Yeah, there's 160. So for some reason I've been saying 360. So it's not even off by like 180 degrees. It's off by some weird amount. So I gotta mess around with that. First time with the VHF radio. I'm just listening in on that, figuring out the proper etiquette for using the VHF radio. But yeah, apart from that, now we're just cruising. Cruising. Hey. And so you got a little bit of water movement back there.
It's spring break.
Yeah, spring break in late October.
Yeah.
But beautiful day. It's what, mid-70s?
Yeah, it's actually quite
yeah.
hot out in
Yeah.
the sun.
I got a notification last night that it said it was going to be 6 or 7 degrees warmer than it has been the past couple days, which is nice since we're out here. Might have to get some sunscreen on me in a bit though, because there isn't a cloud in the sky.
There's a few.
Uh-oh. Looks like the wind's coming directly from behind, I think, and it's kind of hard to tell without a wind vane because it's completely still. So I just want to make sure we're not gonna jibe and the sail's gonna whip around, or the boom's gonna whip around. But I think we're good.
Yeah.
Congrats on the first sail. Successful so far. Haven't sunk.
Let's hope we never
Yeah,
sink.
I'm gonna practice backing into the marina today. See how that goes. It'll be interesting. I watched a really interesting video. So when you're backing in, if you don't want to get confused about which way the wheel's turning and the throttle and all of that, if you actually come around here and actually stand on the other side of the helm, you have, the throttle still points in the correct direction that you want to go, and you actually turn the wheel in the direction you want to go. So if you want to go, if you're going this way, if you want to go left, then you would just turn it to the left, in which case that would technically, I guess, be starboard. So that was interesting. So I'm going to try that. The engine seems to be very touchy, as in you either get a lot of throttle or pretty much none. So I'm probably going to have to feather it off and on, in and out of neutral, so we don't come in too hot, because I'm used to going super slow with my old boat, and this one kind of, right as it gets into gear, it just starts moving at like 2.5, 3 knots, which is a little bit too fast for when at least I'm trying to dock, since I'm used to going a lot slower. So probably won't film that, because we're going to be too worried about getting in, but we will film the aftermath. Hopefully there is no aftermath.
Yeah, nothing too exciting.
Yeah.
We just make it in.
What are your thoughts? I've been talking a lot. What do you think?
I think it was a good start.
Good start?
Definitely room for growth.
Room for growth, I agree. Yeah.
I feel like we need to work on our organization
Yeah.
of the ropes.
Yep. The lines. You can't
The
say
lines.
ropes.
Sorry.
Someone's gonna make fun of you.
Whatever.
Yeah, as you can see, the problem is the lines are so old. They're like, all old and crusty, and you can't really like coil them up that well, because they wanna. You can see how these ones are like standing up on their own. They kind of want to do their own thing. So
we need new lines.
yeah. The previous seller actually has a ton. He has like an entire spool, 300 feet of I can't remember the size, but it looked pretty solid. So we're gonna take a look at that. Probably not going to switch anything up before we sail it up to Annapolis, just because we don't want to mess with anything too much. we want to make sure that we're, it's relatively good to go without any major modifications. But once we get up to Annapolis, definitely going to change out a lot of the lines. The jib sheets are pretty good condition. They are kind of like when you scrape them with your nail, they do have a little bit of separation, but the main halyard and the main sheet are definitely the top of the priority list to get fixed, because they're in a interesting state. And I guess the other thing is we do need to put the reef lines in, since the for whatever reason when the broker had the sails put back on, they left out the reefing lines, and we do want to make sure we have the ability to reef as we're sailing up the Chesapeake, just in case there is strong wind that we're not super prepared for. But technically, I guess we can always manually reef them. Just bring the sail down a little bit and manually lash down through those eye holes. So I think that would probably work, but it would be nice to be able to do it right here from the cockpit. Got the nice 376, a little bit of an upgrade from the 27. Quite the upgrade, actually. So that's it. No plotter. I've been using the Navionics app, which is working pretty well. But you can see we have the depth finder, which is nice, but we do need to get a plotter at some point, or either that or just an Android tablet and use that as like a larger display. Yeah, we're thinking of getting like a little mount to go on this, and then kind of it would hold it right here so we can see what the hell we're doing. But we would need power up here then at the helm, which honestly is probably not a big deal. There's got to be 12 volt behind all of these because they run on 12 volt, so I can just piggyback off the 12 volt switch, which actually controls all of these at once. So it won't be, I won't need a separate switch or anything. It would just be a little waterproof USB charger. Cool. Well, the wind's picking up. Gonna hop off for now and see what we're cruising at. Good morning. We slept on the boat again last night. Today's Sunday, and I did forget to film the boat after we had docked, but I was able to successfully back it in, so that went pretty well. As you can see, the boat's an absolute mess. We are trying to organize and unpack a lot of things and clean. Sid did a great job last night scrubbing the ceilings. I think at some point one of the previous owners smoked cigarettes in here, because there were some spots that looked like tobacco smoke. Like you can see a spot right here. It looks like. Where's the other one over there? Oh yeah, you can see the streaks. Yeah. So I don't know. Either it's tobacco smoke, which it very well could be, or maybe it's just grime that built up on the ceiling. I don't know. I'm leaning towards tobacco smoke. What's your verdict?
I think it's smoke, because it's all in the corners where
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, it's a good point. It tends to be on the ceiling, which is where smoke accumulates, and it was pretty heavy near all the hatches and everything, where the airflow was. So, just give you a little walk through what the boat looks like right now. I spent all last night cleaning this out, so this is pretty clean. I actually didn't really get rid of anything at all. The owner was super meticulous with a lot of his record keeping, manuals on not just the boat, but everything he's upgraded. So that's in the binder back there. Turns out that the owner I bought it from was not the original owner. I think there was one previous owner, and you can see the name there was Naughty Girl. So little play on words there. And then I think the previous owner purchased it in I want to say the mid 2000s is what it kind of looked like, based off of the listing because there was a mention of a lot of upgrades done in 2005. The previous owner was actually planning, or excuse me, the previous owner was actually planning to sail it down to the Caribbean for an extended stay, and I guess life happened, and unfortunately they were unable to sail all the way down there, and as a result, I think the previous owner got a pretty good deal on it. I believe he got it for about $90,000, and I want to say it was like, I think 2007 is what I saw, is when he bought it. So he's had it since 2007. But here's a quick walkthrough. Here's the bedroom. We got the bedroom pretty much oriented. That was our first priority. There are some pillows over there that we haven't really moved yet. But getting the bathroom cleaned, the bedroom cleaned, and ready for us, of course, to sleep in was kind of the first priority. So we spent a lot of time cleaning this out. Probably gonna have to redo the ceilings now that we learned about the whole tobacco smoke thing, and you can see some of the stains up there. We just thought it was discoloration at first, but if you leave the cleaning solution on it for a couple seconds, then it really does its number on it. So that's pretty much it. Just one final look here. And today we got a little bit of cleaning scheduled, a little bit of more organization. Gonna maybe try to get the bimini up. We found the bimini last night, so we were cleaning stuff out. Also found some of the stainless steel, I guess, arms for the Dodger. So maybe we'll try messing around with that. You can see it rained a little bit last night. We are already seeing a lot of condensation, which we read online was going to be a big problem with boats, especially in the winter, because you have the cold exterior, which the cold passes through a lot of the aluminum, as you can see there, and the windows as well. And then you have the warm interior, and then when you add people who are breathing and giving off condensation, you have a lot of the condensation gathering on the cold windows and aluminum kind of fittings. So definitely going to have to invest in a dehumidifier. I was hoping that the HVAC system here had like a dehumidify setting on it, but it looks like it only has cool and heat, which right now we have it on heat because it's a little chilly out. So we're gonna have to invest in a standalone little dehumidifier, and then I guess we'll have to figure out where the dehumidifier is going to drain, because I guess we could have it drain into the bilge, but then it's going to just unnecessarily or unneedfully kick on the bilge pump, frequently, which I'd rather not wear it out. So I don't know. Maybe we'll run it through one of the sink through holes, loop it into the outbound water discharge for one of these sinks. I mean, hell, we could even temporarily put it up, because we're not going to really be using this bedroom that frequently. There's that weird sink up here, and we could potentially just mount the dehumidifier kind of above above the sink level, so that it just drains into that sink and then out through the discharge through hole. And you can see some water there, and it's coming off of that hinge. So in this case, it might actually be a leaky hinge, because that looks like a lot of water, just for condensation. And it's all gathering in one spot. It's gathering on the hinge there. It's not kind of gathering. You can see on the aluminum a little bit, but the aluminum isn't dripping. It's just condensing. Whereas this hinge here looks like it was dripping pretty heavily last night. So that's about it. Our new home. Looking kind of cozy so far. What do you think, Sid?
Huh?
Looking kind of cozy.
It's getting there.
It's getting there. I think once we start cleaning stuff, it'll get there. But I think it's already starting to look a little bit homey. Previous owners did a good job keeping care of it.
It's a little less grody.
And organizing. Yeah, especially after all the cleaning. Because it sat on the hard for, probably half a year, 8 months without being used. So, got a little bit of groaniness. But a lot of that boat funk smell's gone. Either that or I'm just used to it.
I think we're used to it.
which very well could be the case. Just cleaning the deck off a little bit. It was drizzling and / raining this morning, so I'm just taking advantage of the rain to keep the soap kind of wet as I scrub. I did down over here. You can see the difference. I did the starboard side here, and then you can look at the port side over there, kind of the difference. But definitely needed a scrubbing. I'm still not even remotely complete yet.
Hey, so Ryan is cleaning. I've been or the outside. I'm cleaning the inside. And I decided to take a little break and eat some snackies. And just some granola. A few minutes have passed. I'm still on my snack break. You see there's Ryan scrubbing away. Right there. I'm seeing snackies.
Well, I just came in from scrubbing and hosing, and it looks like we have a leaky hatch somewhere. I was spraying pretty aggressively when I was after and during I was scrubbing. Looks like this one seems to be okay. Nothing wet underneath it. That one I filmed this morning is kind of just dripping a little bit, I think from condensation, but this one definitely looks like it has a leak somewhere. So we're gonna have to figure that out and address it at some point.